Hi, this is Sharma speaking to you from Chiang Mai, Thailand, which is where I live. I want to tell you a pretty amazing story about an event that took place just a couple of days ago, and it is a pilgrimage to the Doi Suthep Temple, which is the most famous temple around here. So what's the big deal here? Well, the big deal is that the temple is not located in Chiang Mai at all, but way up a steep mountain, about 14 kilometers or 9 miles from the outskirts of the city, and everyone walks up there in the middle of the night. You can't walk during the day, it is much too hot, you'd melt. So there are literally tens of thousands of people walking up that mountain all night long. They might start late afternoon, or they might start at 6 or 8 or 10 or 12 or even 2 o'clock in the morning. People still start to walk up that mountain. And it's a pretty well organized event. There are lots of people all along the way who pass out free water so that no one gets dehydrated, and free food so that no one is hungry. And there are stages built up with monks chanting, and there are foot massage places where you can rest for a while, and there's music blasting out of loudspeakers, and you have to know Thai loudspeakers. They're not designed so that you hear something better, they're designed so that you can hear even if you're stone deaf. So they play everything at top volume until the sound completely distorts. So you're guaranteed to not be able to hear anything besides what comes out of those speakers. So there are floats and parades and drumming bands and ceremonies all along the way. And once you make it up the hill, you're not done yet, because the temple is not on the side of the road. It is again up another very steep hill. I'm not sure, but it must be another 1,000 steps to get up there so that you finally reach the temple. So it is really a spectacular event, and I took a whole bunch of photo and video. Of course, it all took place in the dead of night, so it's all kind of dark, but you still get a pretty good idea of what was going on there. The walk takes about 3 hours, and most people don't wear walking shoes. They just have those little plastic flip-flops that are so popular in Thailand. Now, besides the spiritual benefit of the walk to the temple, a lot of relationships are formed during that long walk, and actually the walk is very popular among couples because often they walk up the mountain together, they come down, and they end up getting married. So couples love to go on that walk. If people get tired, there is always the option to get a foot massage. That's what I did after 2 hours of walking. I got a foot massage, and then I got my second wind to make it all the way up the mountain. And even the monks need a good foot massage. There is plenty of food everywhere. There is a lot of free water and free food, and some vendors sell food, but nobody goes hungry. Women many times wear white when they visit the temple or go on a pilgrimage event. And here a monk is tying cotton strings around people's wrist, which is considered to be very auspicious, and you're supposed to leave those little strings on until they just fall off by themselves, although most people take them off before. Here people pour water over the statue of a famous monk, also a very auspicious activity, while monks are chanting in the background. This is the final stretch. Here people are arriving at the temple. They still have to make it up those many, many hundreds of steps to the actual temple. In the grounds in front of the temple, there are processions, people are carrying flags, and floats are being paraded, and drummers are performing. It's not a meditative, quiet event. It is noisy and social and lots of activity. All the people who go to the temple offer flowers, candles, and incense, and vendors are doing a brisk business selling those items, and then people light the incense and the candles in a burner and offer them. Gongs are all around the temple, and to hit those gongs is also considered to be very cleansing and very auspicious. There is a huge crowd, and still the cars make it through there. You see a red truck. This is a taxi that can bring people down who can't walk back down. This is traditional Thai music. Many people bring money trees and offer them at the temple to one of the shrines. Here people pour water over a Buddha statue, also a very auspicious activity. And there are lots of gongs all around the temple, and this is a gong. The story goes that the Buddha noticed that some women became attracted to him, so he decided to get fat and ugly so that no one would pay attention to his physical features and that he could concentrate on his spiritual pursuits. You have to take your shoes off when you go into the temple, but to find your shoes again when there are thousands of people around is another story. And the people who are tired in the temple, they just lie down on a straw mat, even right next to the altar, while some people are worshipping and offering things. Other people are just sleeping right next to them, and nobody seems to think that this is strange at all. And while the crowds are milling around and the gongs are being hit, people are just sleeping. So there is a huge crowd, and here you see the red taxi cabs that can take you down, but some people actually manage to walk down the mountain.